welcome to the channel Maths by Sonu sir. What we have learned so far, we have learned the basic in the very first video. We have learned the basic of the chapter of class 9, the very first chapter, that is real numbers. We have learned its basic in the very first video. In the very second video, we have learned the exercise 1.1 completely. Okay, and what was the basics of the chapter we have learned so far is n is the subset of w. If you haven't learned it so far, learn it soon. Okay, n is the subset of w, w is the subset of z, z is the subset of q, or we can write below I. Okay, we'll write n is the subset of w, w is the subset of z, that is set of integers, and q is set of what? Q is the set of rational number. N is the subset of w, w is the subset of z, z is the subset of q, q is the subset of r. Let us recall the things. N is the set of natural numbers, w is the set of whole numbers, z is the set of integers, and q is the set of rational numbers, I is the set of irrational numbers, and r is the set of what? R is the set of real numbers. Okay, now let us start exercise 1.2, because in our last video we have already done what? We have learned the basics of the chapter and we have done 1.1. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'll give in the description box. You can just click on the link and just learn the things we have done so far. Okay, now let us do exercise 1.2. I am reading the questions. The very first question is, are the following statements true? Are the following statements true or false? Justify your answer. We are to say, we are to tell whether the given statements are true or false. And if the statements are true, why it is true. If the statement is false, why it is false. Means we are to justify our answer. Okay. The very first part is, every irrational number is a real number. As I have told you in my last video, that if we move in this sequence from left to right, yes, if you move in this sequence from left to right, then the answer is true. Then the answer is true. But if you move from right to left, if you move in reverse order, then if we move from right to left, then it is false. If you move in reverse order, then the statement is what? False. Now the statement is saying that every irrational number is a real number. Every irrational number is a real number. Every irrational number is a real number. Yes, it is true, because real numbers is the set of real number is the bigger one, and the set of irrational number is the set of irrational number is the smaller one, because real numbers are the combination of rational numbers and irrational numbers. So it is a matter of common sense that all the irrational numbers, every irrational number is contained by what? Is contained by the set what? Real numbers. Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. Okay, because why it is true? Because every irrational number, is contained by real numbers. Every irrational number is contained by real number. That's why it is true. Okay. Now let us proceed towards part 2 of first question. Every point on the number line is of the form root m. Every point on the number line is of the form root m, where m is a natural number, where the number within the square root, within the root, is a natural number. Every point on the number line is of the form root m, where m is the natural number. No, it is false. Every point on the number line is of the form, if every point on the number line is of the form root m, then it is not natural number always, because root 9.3, yes, we can represent root 9.3 in the on the number line. You will come to know this thing, you will learn this thing in the future one chapter. Okay, in the upcoming exercises we will learn how to represent root 9.3, root 4.5 on the number line. Yes, we can represent these numbers on the number line. Okay, we can represent this number. Okay, 9 by 4. 9 by 4. Under root 9 by 4 is what? Under root 9 by 4 is what? Under root 9 over under root 4. Under root 9 can be written as what? 3. Root 4 can be written as what? 2. 3 by 2, that is 1.5. That is, we can represent 1.5. That is under root 9 by 4 on the number line. But tell me one thing. Is this number 9 by 4 is a natural number? No, this is not a natural number. This is a rational number. Okay. Root 4.5 can be represented on the number line. But tell me one thing. Is 4.5 a natural number? No, no. But the statement is saying what? That every number on the number line which is of the form root m. M is the natural number. No. Okay. Root 9.3 can be represented on the number line. But it is not what? 9.3 is not what? 9.3 is not a natural number. Okay, all these numbers can be represented on the number line, but the numbers within the square root are not natural numbers. This is the reason that the statement is false. Okay, getting? Now, third part, every real number is an irrational number. Every real number is an irrational number. Every real number is an irrational number. As we have seen that in the statement we are moving from right to left. As we move from right to left in the sequence, then the answer is what? Answer is false. The third one is also what? Third one is also false. Every real number cannot be irrational because real numbers are the combination of what? Rational and irrational. Every real number cannot be irrational because real numbers also contain rational numbers and rational numbers are not irrational numbers. Okay, because real numbers contain rational numbers plus irrational numbers. Rational numbers are not real numbers. Okay. Therefore, the statement is false. Clear? Here we have done what? Question number 1. The question number 1 is completed. Now we are proceeding towards what? Question number 2. Hope so you have learned this question very well. Okay. Now we are proceeding on question number 2. Okay. Now let us learn question number 2. I am reading the question number 2. Are the square roots of all positive integers? All positive integers. First of let us recall positive integers. What are positive integers? What is the other name given to positive integers? We have learned this thing in the very first video. What are the positive integers? Positive integers means natural numbers. Positive integers means natural numbers. And negative integers? Negative integers meaning, what's the meaning of natural and negative integers? Negative integers means negatives of natural numbers. Okay, these are the alternative names of these two. Negatives of natural numbers. Here what it is saying? Are the square roots of all positive integers irrational? Or the square roots of all positive integers? Square roots of all positive integers means square roots of natural numbers. The square roots of all the natural numbers, it is saying irrational. No, the square roots of all the natural numbers are not irrational. The statement is false. How? Let us give some examples. Okay, square roots of all the natural numbers. Tell me the square root of 1. 1 is a natural number now. The square root of 1. Tell me the square root of 1 is an irrational number? No. Why? Because 1 can be written as the square of 1. 1 raised to the power any. If you write any number in the power of 1, suppose 1 raised to the power 1 lakh. The answer will be what? Answer will be 1 only, because 1 ones are 1, 1 ones are 1, 1 ones are 1. Okay, so 1 can be written as 1 ka square. And what is the meaning of square root? The meaning of square root is half in the power. The meaning of square root is half in the power. Power raised to the power means power gets multiplied. Power gets multiplied. And 1 ki power 1, 1 raised to the power 1 is what? 1. 1 raised to the power 1 is 1. Means square and root gets neutralized. Okay, square and root gets neutralized. Okay. Let us take some more example. Root 4. 4 can be written as what? 2 ka square. 2 2 is what? 4. Okay, 4 can be written as 2 ka square. 2 ka square is what? Square and root gets neutralized. Or we can say that the meaning of square root is what? Half in the power. Half in the power. Okay, so power raised to the power means power gets multiplied. Power gets multiplied. 2 raised to the power 1 means answer is 2. Now you tell me one thing. 1 is irrational number. 2 is irrational number. No. Therefore the statement is what? False. Statement is false. You can also take other examples. Root 9, which is equal to what? 3. Is it an irrational number 3? No. You can also take another example. Root 16. It is what? 4. Is it an irrational number? No. You can also take another example. Root 25, which is what? 5. Is it an irrational number? 25 is the natural number, na? But 5 is not what? Irrational number. Therefore the statement is false. Statement is false. This was what? Question number 2. This was what? Question number 2. Now let's proceed towards question number 3. Let's proceed towards question number 3. M is a subset of W. W is a subset of Z. Z is a subset of Q. Q is a subset of R. If you haven't learned this sequence yet, learn it fast. N W Z Q R. 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 Now I am reading question number 3. Show that root 5 and root 7 can be represented on the number line. We are to show this thing that root 5 and root 7 can be represented on the number line. We are to represent. We have represented the natural numbers. Okay. We have represented what? We have represented rational numbers. We have represented integers. We have represented whole numbers on the number line. Now it is saying, now the question is saying to represent what? Root 5 and root 7 are what? These are irrational numbers. These are irrational numbers. Okay. Now we are learning how to represent irrational numbers on the number line. Let us understand. Root 5. The method we are learning in this question. Yes, the method we are learning in this question. Question number 3 is the general method. This method you can apply in all the question. In all the question, all the irrational numbers. All the irrational numbers can be represented by this general method. If you want to represent root 5 on the number line, if you want to represent root 9.3 on the number line, root 4.5 on the number line, the same method can be applied. Okay, we are learning the general method which can work forever for all the irrational numbers to represent on the number line. Let us represent root 5 on the number line. Let us see how will you represent the number within the square root. The number within the square root is what? 5. The number within the square root is 5. Whatever the number is written in the within the square root, just add 1 to it. 5 plus 1 gives you what? 6. 5 plus 1 gives you what? 6. Okay. Draw a line using your scale. Draw a line of length 6 centimeter. Draw a line of length what? 6 centimeter. Okay. Let the name of this line be AB. Let the name of this line segment be AB. Okay. Clear? The number written within the square root is 5. Just add 1 to it. Okay. It is 6. Okay. Draw a line segment of length what centimeter? 6 centimeter. Okay. With the scale, with the help of the scale, mark it. Let it be 5 centimeter, which we need to represent on the number line. This is the extra one, bonus one, 1 centimeter. Okay. Have you done this thing? This point is C. Okay. What we have done so far? Root 5. We want to represent. We add 1 to it, 6. Okay. We have drawn a line of length what centimeter? 6 centimeter. Let this line be AB. Let us mark 5 centimeter as AC and 1 centimeter as CB. Okay. Now, the half of 6. The half of 6. What is the half of 6? The half of 6 is what? 3. The half of 6 is what? 3. With the help of scale, let it be 3. Let it be 3. Let this point be D. Let this point be D. This is what centimeter? 3 centimeter. This is what? 3 centimeter. This is what? 3 centimeter. Mark it as 3 centimeter. Okay. D is what? D is the midpoint. D is the midpoint because the half of 6 is what? 3 and point D represents what point? 3. 3 matlab midpoint. D is the midpoint. That is AD equals with DB equals to what centimeter? 3 centimeter. AD equals to DB equals to what centimeter? Bacha? 3 centimeter. Okay. Now, you have learned this thing. Now let's proceed ahead. Just keep your compass. Keep the tip of your compass on the point D. Okay. Keep the tip of your compass on the point D and open it till A or till B. Okay. Keep the tip of your compass on the point D and open it till A. Okay. Open it till A. Getting my point? Open it till A or open it till B. Okay. That is, you have to take, one thing. Wherever we keep the tip of the compass, it is what we call the center. It is what we call the center. And whatever amount of compass you use to open, it is what we call the radius. It is what we call the radius. So keep the compass on the point D and open your compass up to what length? 3 centimeter length. Up to what point? You can say up to point A or up to point B. Okay. Keep your compass here. Open it like this and draw what? Draw a semicircle. Draw a semicircle. Okay. Done. Done it. Okay. You have keep your compass. You have kept your compass on the point D and you have opened it till A and you have drawn what? You have drawn a semicircle. Okay. You want to represent root 5 on the number line now, and the number within the square root was what? 5. Okay. Now AC distance is what meter? 5 meter. Okay. At point A, at point C, draw an angle of 90 degree. That is, you have to draw a right angle. Keep your compass here and draw what? Draw a semicircle. Not completely because we have to draw a 90 degree angle. Okay. Keep your compass here. Draw a semicircle. Draw a semicircle. Okay. Draw a semicircle, not completely. The very first arc is of what degree? If I join this point C to this arc, it will be of what degree? 60 degree. But I need what? 90 degree angle. I need 90 degree angle. Okay. First arc is 60 degree. Second arc is of 120 degree. Okay. 60, 120. 60 plus 120 divided by 2. That is, in the middle of 60 and 120, what will be there? There will be 90 degree angle. There will be 90 degree angle. Okay. Now mark an arc from 60 degree. Okay. Cut it from 120 degree. Mark from 60 degree. Cut it from 120 degree. Okay. It will be what? It will be of 90 degree. It will be of 90 degree. Okay. Getting a point? What we have done? We have drawn an angle of 90 degree on the point C. On the point C. Okay, getting a point. On the point C, we have drawn an angle of 90 degree. Let this point be E. Let where the 90 degree angle cuts the semicircle be E. Be point E. Now, the last step is left, only the question is about to over. Okay, the last step is what? Keep your compass, keep the tip of your compass on the point C. Keep the tip of your compass on the point C and open it, radius. The radius will be what? CE. Take the length from your compass from C to E. See, keep the compass here, take this length, and just take it to the line. Take it to the line, number line. Okay. Let it comes here. Let it comes here. Okay. Now draw dotted lines. Let this point be F. Okay. Let this point be F. Okay. Now the distance C. C is what? C is what? This is 1 centimeter now. CB is 1 centimeter. Okay. Then C is the starting point. C is the 0 point. Then the distance CF. Distance CF. Yes. Distance CF represents. Distance CF represents what? Root 5 centimeter on the number line. This is the distance. Distance CF represents root 5 centimeter on the number line. On the number line. Okay. And point F represents root 5 on the number line. This is root 5 on the number line, and CF is the root 5 centimeter distance on the number line. On the number line. Now, if you want to verify whether your answer is correct or incorrect, then you can measure this distance. The distance CF will be what? The distance CF represents what? Root 5 centimeter, and root 5 equals to what? Approx 2.236 centimeter. Okay. By this, you can verify your answer. Let's recall the question what we have done so far. Listen to me. If we want to represent root 5 on the number line, then what can you do? What can you do? Just root 5, just add 1 to it. Okay, whatever number is mentioned within the square root, just add 1 to it, 6. Okay, take the length of 6 centimeter. Okay, 5 centimeter is the AC and 1 centimeter is the CB. Take the midpoint of AB. What is the half of 6? The half of 6 is 3. Okay, let this point be D. Okay, now taking D as the center and AD as the radius. You can take AD as the radius or DB as the radius. Both are same. You can take any of these two. Okay, any of these two. Okay, now taking AD as the radius and D as the center, or DB as the radius and D as the center, you will have to draw what? A semicircle. You will have to draw a semicircle. Okay, till point C. Till point C. I'm right. Till point C, 5 centimeter distance is completed, which I am to represent root 5 on the number line. Okay, till point C, 5 centimeter is completed. So at point C, I will draw an angle of 90 degree. Okay, I have drawn an angle of 90 degree. First arc 60 degree, second arc 120 degree, and in the middle of 60 and 120, what lies? 90 degree. Okay. The point where 90 degree angle cuts the semicircle I have drawn, I have mentioned that point as E. Taking C as the center and CE as the radius. Okay, taking C as the center and CE as the radius, I have drawn an arc which comes on the number line. Okay, keep your compass here and open it till E and draw an arc till here. Okay, it will be what it represents, and draw a dotted line here. Okay, extend this B till F. Okay, now CF is what? CF is representing root 5 centimeter distance. CF is representing root 5 centimeter on the number line. You can write root 5 centimeter. Okay, and point F is what? Point F is root 5 on the number line. Here, the first part of question number 3 is finished. Okay, clear? Now we are learning Hope so you have learned this sequence. N is a subset of W, W is a subset of Z, Z is a subset of Q, Q is a subset of R, Q is a subset of R. Okay. Now what we are to represent? We are to represent root 7 on the number line. We will do very fast this question. Root 7 on the number line. As we have to represent root 7 on the number line, first of all what will you do? We will add 1 to it. 7 plus 1 gives you what? 8. Okay. We will draw a number line of what length? 8 centimeter, and we will give it as AB. This is what? 8 centimeter of length. Okay. Clear? Now we are to represent 7 here. So let this distance AC be 7 centimeter. Okay. This distance be 1 centimeter CB. Same as the last question. The midpoint of 8. The midpoint of 8. The midpoint of 8 is what? 4. Okay. This is AB. Let this point be D. Let this point be D. This is also 4 centimeter. AD distance is also 4 centimeter, and DB is also 4 centimeter. Okay. Taking D as the center, taking D as the center, and A, taking D as the center and A as the radius, or taking D as the center or B as the radius, because AD equals to DB equals to 4 centimeter, as D is what? Midpoint. Okay. Now what will we do? We'll draw a semicircle taking D as the center and AD as the radius. Keep your compass here and open it till A. Okay, we have kept our compass on what point? D point, and open it. Okay, and open it what? Open it till B or till D. Okay, we have kept our compass on point D and open it till A or till B. It's up to you. Okay, now we are to represent root 7 on the number line. Now 7 is there within the square root. So till point C, 7 centimeter is completed. What will I do? As the last question, I will do 90-degree angle. I will draw a 90-degree angle here. Keeping your compass here, draw a semicircle. Not completely. Not completely. Draw first arc. It will be of what degree? 60 degree. If I join this arc with point C, that is the center, then it will be of 60 degree. Okay. The very second arc will be of 120 degree. Okay. But I just don't need of 60 degree. I just don't need of 120 degree. I need the 90 degree angle. So what will I do? I will do what? I will draw one arc from 60 degree and second arc from 120 degree, and I will cut it. When I join this from point C, the 90 degree angle will be drawn. Okay, the 90 degree angle will be drawn, and let this point be as the last one, BE. Let the point where this 90 degree angle cuts this semicircle is point what? Is point E. Is point E. Now the last step is left. Okay, what is that last step? The last step is taking C as the center, and CE as the radius, draw an arc. Keep your compass here, open it till E and draw an arc. Take it towards the number line and draw a dotted line here. Okay, let this point be what? Let this point be F. Okay, now CF. Distance CF equals to 7 centimeter, and point F. Yes, point F represents what? Point F represents root 7 on the number line. Okay, because C is the 0 point. Yes, this is the root 7 and this is root 7 centimeter. CF is the root 7 centimeter distance. Okay, understood? Getting a point? जल्दी से सुनो हमने क्या करा? Listen to me carefully fast. What we have done so far? Root 7 was there. 7 plus 1 gives you 8. Okay. Now 8 centimeter of length we have drawn, that is AB. Okay, till AC 7 centimeter is there, and till CB is 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter is left. Total 8 centimeter was there. AC is 7 centimeter and CB is 1 centimeter. Okay, the half of 8 is what? 4. I have taken D as the midpoint of, right, AB. Right, half of 8 is 4. AD is 4 centimeter, DB is 4 centimeter. Taking D as the center and AD as the radius, I have drawn a semicircle. Okay, I have drawn a semicircle. Till point C 7 centimeter distance is covered. So at point C I have drawn an angle of what degree? 90 degree. Okay, now the point where this 90 degree angle cuts the semicircle, I have taken as E. Okay, taking C as the center and CE as the radius, I have drawn an arc on the number line. Okay, clear? The point where this arc cuts the number line is R root 7 on the number line, and CF is what? CF is root 7 centimeter on the number line. Okay, learn this question. Okay, now only the last question is left. We are gonna do, okay, of this exercise. Hope so you have understood this question. Distance CF is root 7 centimeter and point F represents what? Root 7 on the number line. On the number line. Now let us do the last question of this exercise. I have just told you in this question that this method, the method we have done in the question 3 is a general method which is applicable on all the questions. Okay, but we also have the alternative to some questions. We also have the alternative to some questions on the number line, as we are doing in the question number 4, that construct the square root spiral. We are to construct the square root spiral. Now what we are doing? Listen to me. Okay. Let this point be AB. Let this line segment is AB. Let this line segment be AB. We are doing what? We are doing question number 4 of exercise what? 1.2. We are doing question number 4 of exercise 1.2. Okay. Yes, listen to me. I have drawn a line segment. Okay. Let the length of this line segment be 1 unit. 1 unit. 1 unit can be anything. Let us take 1 unit to be, you can take on your copy as 1 unit equals to 3 centimeter. You can take it 4 centimeter, you can take it 5 centimeter. Okay, you can take it 2 centimeter, but 2 centimeter is too less, so I have taken 1 unit equals to 3 centimeter. 1 unit can be anything according to you. Okay. Let this AB be 1 unit. This can be 1 centimeter. If you are comfortable with 1 centimeter, you can take it 1 centimeter. Okay. AB. Okay. With the help of protractor. Yes. With the help of protractor, draw an angle of 90 degree on the point B. Draw an angle of 90 degree on the point B. Yes. Okay. Draw a 90 degree angle with the help of protractor, keeping your protractor on the point B. Wherever you used to keep your protractor, it is taken as center. It is taken at center. So you have drawn a 90 degree angle here with the help of protractor, with the help of D at point B. Taking B as the center, cut this length as 1 unit. 1 unit means coding is there now. 1 unit is 3 centimeter. Cut this length 3 centimeter. Let till this it is 3 centimeter. Okay. Till this it is 3 centimeter. This is also 1 unit. Okay. Let this point be C. Let this point be C. Okay. This is 1 unit. This is 1 unit. Okay. If this is right angle triangle, join this AC. Join this point AC. Yes, I am taking it dotted line. I am taking it dotted line because this is not the final figure. Okay, whatever final is not, whatever not is final, you will have to take it as dotted line, not the dark line. This is also 1 unit. This is also 1 unit. This is the perpendicular. This is the base. What it will be? It will be hypotenuse. This is right angle triangle. Okay, this is the longest side, and in the right angle triangle, what we can apply? We can apply the Pythagoras theorem. What Pythagoras theorem says? Pythagoras theorem says that h square equals to p square plus b square. The longest side in any right angle triangle is called what? This is what? This is the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. This is the longest side of any right angle triangle. Why? Why this is the longest one? Why this is not the longest one? This is not the longest one? Because the angle opposite to this side is the longest one. Okay, is the greatest one. This is the greatest one angle. These two angles are the acute angles according to angle sum property. Okay, this is the longest one. And in the right angle triangle, a theorem satisfies called what theorem? This is what theorem? This is the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, what Pythagoras theorem says? The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. Okay. Now, what is the length of the perpendicular? 1 unit, 1 ka square. B is what? Base is what? 1 unit, 1 ka square. What we are doing? We are finding the length of the hypotenuse here. 1 ka square 1, 1 ka square 1, h ka square. H ka square equals to 1 plus 1, 2. Here in the left side, it is the square, but in the right side, it will be what? Root 2 units. It will be square root. If something in the left is the square, then in the right, it will be square root. Something in the left cube, then in the right, it will be cube root. Okay. Then the length of the hypotenuse will be what? It will be what units? It will be root 2 units. It will be root 2 units. Okay, it will be root 2 units. Now we have to make the spiral now. So let us take AC as the base now. Let us take AC as the base now and draw a right angle triangle taking C as the center. Keep your protractor on the point C. Keep your protractor on the point C. Draw a 90-degree angle. Draw a 90-degree angle. Draw a 90-degree angle. Draw a 90-degree angle here with the help of protractor. Keep your protractor here at point C. Draw a 90-degree angle. Okay. AC is now for the next triangle. I am taking AC as the base. AC as the base. Now cut. You have drawn the right angle here now with the help of protractor. Now cut 1 unit here. From C, cut a length of 3 cm because I have taken 1 unit equals to 3 cm. Let this is 1 unit. Okay, this is 1 unit, that is 3 cm. Okay, now join this. Let this point be C dash. Join this from point A. This will be what? This will be what? This distance AC dash will be what? Let us apply the Pythagoras theorem again. AC dash is also the hypotenuse. For what triangle? ACC dash. Okay. ACC dash. AC dash. Okay. AC dash is what? H ka square equals to, here base is what? Root 2. Perpendicular is what? 1 unit. 1 ka square plus root 2 ka square. Okay. 1 ka square is 1. Square root gets neutralized. What will be? 2. 2 plus 1 gives you 3. Hypotenuse equals to 3. Hypotenuse square equals to 3. Then hypotenuse equals to what? Root 3. Hypotenuse equals to what? Root 3. So this is what? This is root 3 units. This is root 3 units. Okay. Getting a point? Now, let's proceed ahead. Now taking AC dash. Yes. Taking AC dash as what? AC dash as what? Base. Draw a 90-degree angle here. Again, yes. Draw a 90-degree angle here. Again, you have drawn 90-degree angle here. Okay. Again, you have drawn 90-degree angle here. Okay. Now again cut 1 unit from here. From C dash cut 1 unit. Let it be this 1 unit. Okay. Now join, let this point be C double dash. Now join it from point A. Okay. Now let us find what this distance be. A C double dash. Okay. Now again applying. This is what? This is another right angle triangle. A C dash C double dash. Okay. Now let us apply. AC double dash is the hypotenuse. This is as the base. This is as the perpendicular. Root 3 or 1. H ka square equals to what? P ka square plus B ka square. Root 3 square is what? 3. 1 square is what? 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. S square. Here is a square. Here will be square root. 4 will be 2 ka square. The square of the 2. Okay. Square root gets neutralized. It will be what? 2. It will be 2 units. Yes, it will be what units? 2 units. Okay. Let's do one more spiral. Yes, let's do one more spiral. Taking AC double dash as the base, C double dash as the center. Keep your protractor at C double dash. Keep it here. Yes, keep it here and draw a perpendicular with the help of protractor. Okay, and cut it 1 unit again. Okay, cut it 1 unit again. Yes, now join it from point A. Yes, join it from point A. Okay, this is 1 unit. This is 2 units. Now let us see what this C triple dash represents. Let us see using what theorem? Using Pythagoras theorem. Why? Why we are applying Pythagoras? Because it is right angled triangle. Okay, 2 units, 1 unit. H square equals to 2 ka square plus 1 ka square. 2 square is 4. 2 2s are 4. 1 1s are 1. Equals to 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 gives you what? 5. 4 plus 1 gives you 5. In the left hand side it is the square, but in the right hand side it will be what? Square root. It will be what? Square root. So AC double triple dash will represent what unit? Root 5 units. What represent? Root 5 units. In the total figure, point C, C dash, C double dash, C triple dash. When you join all these 4 points, you will get what? You will get the spiral. If you want to go ahead, you can go ahead. Okay, you can also continue this figure. Okay, but the question is sufficient to do till here. Okay, now we have done question number 5. With this question number 5, right, I want to tell you one thing. Let us do a fast revision of this question. Okay, we were to construct a spiral. Spiral of square root. Okay, now what we have done, we have taken 1 unit equals to 3 centimeter. I have told you this thing that you can take this. Yes, you can take this equals to 1 centimeter, 2, 3. It's up to you. Okay, I have taken 1 unit equals to 3 centimeter. I have drawn a line of 1 unit. 1 unit means 3 centimeter. Okay, AB. Okay, taking B as the center, I have drawn at point B what? A 90-degree angle, a right angle. Okay, I have drawn BC a perpendicular. I have cut BC 1 unit. I have taken B as the center, keeping compass at the point B and opening compass up to 3 centimeter, that is the 1 unit. I have cut this 90-degree angle and taken that point as C. Okay, now if you have joined AC, then what will be the length of the AC? What will be the length of the AC? The length of the AC will be according to Pythagoras theorem. This AC will be what? Hypotenuse. Okay, 1 ka square, P ka square plus B ka square equals to what? H ka square. 1 square plus 1 square gives you what? This is H square equals to 2 and H equals to root 2 units. The length is root 2 units. Taking C as the center, keeping your protractor at point C and okay, draw a 90-degree angle. Okay, and cut it what unit? 1 unit. And join C dash A. Taking C as the center, cut what unit? 1 unit. Okay, and join C dash A. What is the length of this AC dash? It will be according to Pythagoras theorem, root 2 ka square plus 1 ka square. What will you get? You will get root 3 units. Okay, and going so on, the spiral will be formed. Okay, you can also go ahead to form more spiral. The length of the spiral will be increased if you keep going like this. Okay, this is the question. This was the question number 4 of exercise 1.2 we have done. With this question the exercise is finished. Yes, with this question the exercise is finished. Right, if you want to get the upcoming videos, the notification for the upcoming videos, then like the videos and share the videos and subscribe the channel, and you can also click on the bell icon. Thank you.